Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, June 4th, 2018. Looking at fire potential impacts over the next few days, today we are looking at some near record heat across the majority of the area, combined with low relative humidities. You can see those areas of concern highlighted in the red on the map for Monday. We're also concerned about gusty winds and low relative humidity across western Nevada this afternoon. Looking at Tuesday and Wednesday, the main concern shifts to gusty winds with low relative humidities. We're expecting southwesterly winds in the 15 to 30 mile an hour range, with relative humidities generally below 15% across a large portion of the area. And that area will expand north and eastward Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, the live fuels are still the main limitation for large fires in most areas. Across the north, those are still pretty moist, and we're just waiting for those to dry out before we really start to see some more fire activity further north. Over the past 24 hours, there was some light precipitation across portions of the Great Basin. You can see the areas impacted on the map on the left, but nothing too significant. As far as lightning, we did see a few lightning strikes across the Great Basin, but nothing too widespread. As far as fire activity, things are really beginning to pick up. We have a new large fire, the Chavez Fire in western Nevada. Precipitation has been well below normal across many portions of the Great Basin. Over the past 7 days, you can see that much of the southern and western areas have been abnormally dry. Looking at the past 30 days, it's been a little wetter across the west, but really still quite a few areas below normal, and the southeastern portion of the Great Basin has really been bone dry for the last 30 days. ERCs continue to rise. You can see those upward pointing arrows indicating that the 3-day trend at most stations has been positive. Our ERCs are highest across the southeastern part of the area, with some ERCs now in the 90 to 96th percentile across southeastern Utah. The satellite shows a storm system moving into the western part of the United States. That is what will be responsible for the wind we are expecting this afternoon. So for this afternoon, you can see from the image on the left that storm system moving into the northwestern United States that will increase winds across portions of the Great Basin. There's also some really dry air in place across the south. On our significant fire potential map, you can see that the southern parts of the Great Basin are really starting to dry out. Quite a few areas in the yellow and brown now. No high risks today, as generally the weather conditions are expected to remain just below critical, and we're still waiting for some of our live fuels to get more critically dry, but definitely some interesting things happening as far as the weather today. So looking at that in more detail, you can see western Nevada really sticks out on that wind gust map. You can see those wind gusts in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range expected this afternoon. Not only will it be windy across the area, but it'll also be dry. We're looking at relative humidities generally below 15% across much of that area. It will also be very hot today. This image on the left shows our maximum temperature forecast. You can see, upper 90s across many areas in Utah, really abnormally hot. Could see some record-breaking heat today. Also really hot down south with areas well above 110 degrees. So really hot, really dry with some winds across the west. As we move into Tuesday, that system slowly moves to the east. So moisture increases a bit across the Great Basin, but not too significantly. Still seeing quite a bit of drying across the area. We are looking at gusty winds further south tomorrow. You can see the image on the left shows tomorrow's wind gust forecast, with those gusty winds across southern Nevada, southwestern Utah, and the Arizona Strip. And again, really quite dry tomorrow. So we move into Wednesday. That system continues to make its way into the Great Basin. We will see increasing moisture across the western portion of the area. You can see gusty winds are expected again across southeastern Nevada tomorrow, also moving into southwestern Utah and the Arizona Strip, with again low relative humidities. Relative humidities do come up a bit across Nevada, but still below 20%, so quite dry. Over the next 3 days, the only precipitation expected is across portions of Idaho. As we move into Thursday, we still keep dry air across the southern part of the Great Basin. We will continue to see enhanced winds across the southern part of the area with those weather systems to our north and west. Pretty similar moving into Friday with dry air, gusty winds across the south. Continuing to dry, as you can see on our significant fire potential map, more areas moving from green into the yellow and brown category. So moving to Saturday, pretty stagnant system, pretty same pattern as what we're seeing over the preceding days. Winds could pick up a bit on Saturday. And then as we move into Sunday, continuing to see that dry air in place across the south. Looking at precipitation over the 7-day period, again, really the only precipitation we're expecting to see is across portions of Idaho. Finally, in the 8 to 14-day outlook, temperatures are expected to remain well above normal for pretty much the entire country. As far as precipitation, there is a potential for increasing moisture across the south and the east, with below normal precipitation further north and west. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.